Welcome to the Women Who Hunt podcast, where stories from the field are shared, women in the outdoors are celebrated, and we inspire the next generation of hunters. From first-time adventures to lifelong pursuits, this is where passion and community meet. The Women Who Hunt podcast is proudly supported by Gun Traders Australia, Australia's dedicated firearms marketplace for licensed shooters and hunters. A family-owned Australian business trusted across the industry. Gun Traders brings people together through trust and connection. Here, brands don't just advertise, they belong. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of Women Who Hunt. Today I'm joined by Lilly Paterson, whose connection to hunting began with the odd rabbit and fox hunt alongside her dad. Since then, hunting's become something much deeper for Lilly. It's a way to strip life back to basics, reconnect with nature, and experience the challenge, exhaustion, and exhilaration that keeps all of us hunters coming back. Lilly, welcome to Women Who Hunt. Thanks for being here, mate.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So let's start at the beginning. How did you get started into the hunting world, mate?
Yeah, so as you mentioned in the intro, I guess always been out with Dad and my grandfather. When I was a little tucker, just, foxes, rabbits, a few feral cats just on their little, Dad has a little hobby farm, 19 acres down on Stonking Dam. So, there, and my pop lived across the dam. We used to walk across the water when it was low enough and go across there and, hit his property up a little bit. He had, I can't remember now, 60 acres maybe. Just a little, mainly rabbits, the odd fox and things that came in, but always just heard stories from my dad and my pop about them going out, getting deer and things like that. So sort of lit a fire in my belly right from an early age. And then, never really did much of it until I met my now husband. It was our first date. I sort of asked if I could come along and he took me out and it was our first date and we go out ever since. So
that's awesome. Is there a favourite hunting story that Dad and Granddad tell that lit that fire in your belly?
Not really a favourite. I think just hearing so much about it. They never had got any trophy animals, but just hearing about how they go out, and I guess Dad's a butcher, just harvesting meat and things like that. So we do a lot of that now, and learnt from them. My father-in-law was also a butcher, so we've got the help around that taught us to harvest the animal and keep every bit of it. So
awesome. So you harvest what you take?
So we take it, take everything back and put it in the freezer and dog bones and everything. So yeah.
And are there lessons that Dad taught you when you were small that kind of stick in your brain as you're going out now with your hubby?
Probably the safety side of things. Making sure that the firearm's always safe when you're walking with people and around livestock and things like that. But then just the memories and the feel of actually taking your first shot and getting an animal for the first time.
So you said that your first date was a hunt, is that right, with hubby?
Yeah, that's right. So rocked up the night before.
Have to talk us through that. How did that happen?
We were just talking, messaging away as you do, and he mentioned that he's into hunting and he enjoys it. So I sort of planted the seed. I said, I'd really like to come, and it happened to be the first date. I rocked up the night before. Originally showed up to the wrong house because we had to leave early in the morning. So we got there. I slept in the spare room and all prim and proper. And then went out early that morning and went chasing some red deer.
Were you successful?
I don't think so. I think we might have seen some, but we never took any shots that time.
That's a pretty cool first date, though.
Yeah, it was hard to follow. I think the second date was a fishing trip up to Lilly Paterson.
Yeah, nice. So how long ago was that?
2015. So 11 years ago now. It's been a while.
Wow. Yeah. So a relationship built on solid foundations.
Absolutely.
Do you reckon that had a fair bit to do with why, like, because like 2015, I'm going to call that a successful relationship. So do you reckon having that in common has helped that relationship blossom and bloom?
Absolutely. I think every relationship you need common ground, common interests in one way or another. And for us, yeah, it's hunting and getting out together and early mornings, walks. And yeah, it just builds a solid, foundation. And you're not missing out on quality time when the other half is interested in interested in hunting and the other person's not, so they're always out and feeling guilty about it, whereas we go out together. So it works.
Yeah, awesome. Can you remember the first animal that you all took together?
Yes, maybe. There's been a few, so probably not the first one, but my first one was just a cull for meat down in one of our properties. And yeah, it was a clean shot, got a nice rest, and Jordan, was like, take the shot, and yeah, was able to bring it down relatively close to the car, so I didn't have to pack it out, so even better.
And what was it?
Yeah, so it was a cull, I think. Yeah, just a mong thing. A little 1-2 or something. I still got the skull in the shed. Yeah, red.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. You got to have your first one, right?
Absolutely.
So how often do you guys go out? How often are you out doing it?
Probably at least once every weekend. For me, it varies during footy season, just because Saturdays are footy. But yeah, when we're serious and during different seasons during the Raw, we're generally out every time we can. So yeah, it varies. But yeah, we try and get out as much as possible.
Did you get out this Raw?
Yes, and successfully took a 6, so my first proper trophy, which was really exciting.
That's fantastic. That is so good.
Yeah.
So talk us through that, right from we're getting the car packed and we're going out to he's landed on the deck. Talk us through that whole expectation journey, success journey with us.
Yeah, so it was a long hunt. We knew the animal was around. So trying to find him and pick where he is was hard to find. We spotted him and then trying to call him in to get a bit closer to take a shot, because it was a bit of open country, so we couldn't sneak up on him. So trying to doe call him in a bit closer, and doe call. All these does are coming in, little spikies, and we're like, oh no, we're gonna blow it. They're gonna scare away, and he's not gonna come. And we worked on him for probably an hour, and he finally came. Got him within maybe 70 meters. Had a good rest on a large tree, and took the shot, front shot, and brought him down. So maybe stepped off maybe 20 meters and fell to the ground, and then did the hard work after that.
Yeah, the shot's like 30 seconds of the whole process, isn't it?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, but trying to keep the nerves down
So
and wanting to take a good shot.
talk us through that then. What are you doing inside your body, inside of your brain to keep your nerves down? What's that look like?
I guess, yeah, just telling yourself, well, yeah, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, just being, slowing the breathing's probably the biggest thing. You want a stable shot, so you don't want to be breathing deeply. You want to steady your hands. So yeah, just taking your time, and yeah, just being certain when you pull the trigger.
And what rifle were you using?
I've got a little Remington 700 in a 243 caliber. So it's my husband bought it for me for a Christmas present. I was using his, and he noticed I was reaching a lot to try and get into a normal size rifle. So he bought a secondhand one from. It's a child rifle. His fella's son needed to upgrade, so yeah, ended up, yeah, it's a little kid's rifle and it works perfectly because we were looking at the Weatherbees in the women's range and stuff like that, but this one came up and yeah, it's a fantastic little rifle.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome. And 243, that's such a good all-rounder.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was an engine room shot, so you got heart lungs.
Yeah.
And are you taxiing him or Euro mounting? What are we doing with him?
Yeah, full taxi. So he's nearly rated, not full mount, no. But yeah, getting him taxied, we dropped him off a couple of months ago. So yeah, nearly ready to pick up. But yeah, so once he comes back, that's the worst part about getting taxidermy though. You send him away and you don't see him for a while. But yeah, he had a beautiful coat on him, so couldn't waste it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you butchered him. You're living off him now.
Yeah. Nearly finished him, I think.
So let's have the conversation. You hear it all of the time. I rebut it all of the time as well. But you hear it quite often about, oh, you can't eat the stags you've taken in the rut because they taste yucky.
Yeah, people say that, and I think when you start caping out, whether they're going to be yucky and ruddy, you can smell it, and I think there is, I guess, truth to that tale, to some point, but you can definitely smell if it's going to be a little bit, too gamey or a little bit ruddy. As they call it, but yeah, we've eaten, we've eaten him and he's been fine. But there has been ones that we've shot during the rut and thought, yeah, no, we're not taking much of that meat. So, yeah.
So you talk about the smell. So when you're caping him out and you strip that back, it's like the scent that they leave on their rub trees and whatnot. That's what you're talking about when you talk about your scent.
Yeah, and I guess just the meat has a bit more of a smell. They tend to pee all over themselves to get nice and pheromone for the girls, and to be the biggest, best stag. So they do pee all over themselves, and there's just a bit of a smell to them.
So you knew he was going to be there, did you? You knew that was his terrain?
Yeah. So he was a 5'6" last year, and we sort of left him go. And this year, he grew to the extra point. So, we'll manage to find him. You never know whether they're going to come back and things like that. So, yeah, we found him, and it was a long hunt, but no, it was really good, and I'm glad it worked out that way.
So were you out like super early in the morning?
Yeah, on daylight. So it's before the sun, you're sort of getting up and out and ready in your spot. As soon as the sun sort of makes enough light, we head out.
And what time were you coming back with him?
It was late. I think it was maybe about 9 o'clock. Yeah, we worked him for that long. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. How rewarding though, hey?
Yeah, very.
Yeah. And is a deer the species that you like to hunt the most, or have you got a different favourite hunt? You're listening to the Women Who Hunt podcast, proudly supported by Brackenwear, Australian-made hunting apparel for real hunters who live and breathe the outdoors. You've probably seen me wearing my Brackenwear gear. It's tough, breathable, and built for Aussie conditions. Right now you can grab 15% off your next order at brackenwear.com.au. Just use the code GTA15 at checkout. Brackenwear, the endless pursuit. All right, let's get back to the show.
Honestly, I think my favourite to hunt are wild dogs. They're pretty exhilarating. Calling them in, getting them, in shooting range, and sometimes they just come in so quickly. And yeah, just from all different angles, you sort of got to keep your wits about you the whole time because they'll try and wrap around the wind and things like that. So just keeping an eye out and not knowing whether they're going to come in or not. And when you get them in, it's quite rewarding.
Yeah, because they're an absolute nuisance, aren't they? The wild dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's one landholder, we hunt on their property just for dingoes, and they've got calves that get bites and pulled down and killed by them. So yeah.
So are you using a whistle? What are you using to call them in?
Hubby uses his voice. He's got it down packed just to do the howl. So
that's cool. And how often?
I'm trying, but
what is it? So you're trying, but still not quite there, or are you giving him a run for his money?
Not quite there. No, not quite there at all. I can't project it loud enough, I don't think. So we'll leave it in his court.
And what does it feel like when you've been calling and you see one coming through? Talk us through that feeling?
Oh, exhilarating, I suppose. It just gives you a rush. You've done the right thing. And then it's just the line up and take a shot when I'm not comfortable when it's still on the run, but when it pulls up and take a shot and
Do you find that they're on their own or in packs, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. So there's been a few mobs that 3, 4 have come in. 2, it just varies. Sometimes there's just one, depending on what's around, I think.
And is there seasons that they're more prolific in?
So they've got a breeding season. I think they breed generally twice a year. So there's pups on the ground at the moment, and then again sort of around Christmas time or early January. So just prior to that, you've got sort of the bigger dogs coming through and breeding with the bitches that are around.
So it's almost like the same sort of hunting technique as when you're hunting the raw, is it?
Just some, like, we'll get property owners ring us up and say we've spotted a couple of dogs during their feed runs and things like that. So we'll try and target that area if they've seen them. Otherwise, sort of pick a spot that you think looks good with a bit of cover and sit behind a lantana bush and try and house some in.
Do you think that how you approach, like, is there a different approach for when you're hunting different species?
Yeah. So I guess with deer, it's more of a walk, find the sign, find the tracks, find the areas where they're going to be, good feed, water, things like that. With dingoes, it's more of a, ridges, things up high, and more of a sit and get them to come to you. With the howling, also, shooting off if there's a dead animal, like stalking up onto a dead carcass and finding dingoes, pigs there.
Just different terrain, different requirements, and just knowing what to do in that situation.
Yeah.
Is there a hunt that stands out? We've just spoken about the rut. So aside from that one, is there a hunt that stands out for you that you're like, oh my goodness, this was like something that you and hubby did together that was like next level amazing, that's going to be like, this is the grandchildren story?
One of the ones that come to mind was probably this year. We were dingo hunting. We pulled up. We're like, oh, this looks like a area that would have dogs, and pulled up and let out one howl, and probably within 2 minutes there was 4 massive dogs just running up, and they were coming in like thinking there's somebody in my territory, I'm going to get them. And they just came storming in, probably came within 20 meters of us, and then sort of gave a whistle to pull them up. And we got, I think, 3 out of the 4 in that one. So, yeah.
Wow. The farmer must have been stoked.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you take pelts when you take the dogs, or is it just a job's done, we've done what we needed for the farmer?
We take, I guess, the skin off its back, because our local council, for pest management, they pay, I think it's $30 a skull or a skin. So we just take it in. They just check that we've actually got the animal, and then they'll give us the money, and then you just dispose of it. So don't keep it for anything other than a payment.
Yeah, nice. It's good that the council's actually proactive and supporting the farmers in that way, which is nice to hear.
Yeah. It used to be a lot more, but they've dropped it down, but it's still $30, so can't complain. Something's better than nothing.
This is true. Is there an animal that is like your Achilles heel that you want to get, but they just elude you?
No, not really, I guess. We've been pretty lucky and get out a lot. And I guess we've got the red deer, pigs and dogs around that we're able to hunt quite regularly. But I guess future, probably different species of deer. Want to try and get a fallow. And maybe some goats. But that's a bit of travel in that one to get down to areas that keep those animals. So
goats are good fun.
Down Glen Line on the weekend, well, during the week, and you just see them everywhere. We were fishing for cod, trying to and flicking, and it's getting to a point where you're not getting any bites, and it's like, don't pick up the binoculars, don't pick up the binoculars. It's just because, yeah, it's quite dry down there, and the goats were just all on the dam banks and things.
So you would, I've got to ask the question. I knew that you were away this weekend, and we've already had a little bit of a chat about it, but talk us through what you did this weekend, mate. You're listening to the Women Who Hunt podcast, proudly supported by Down Under Taxidermy. Some hunts stay with you forever. Down Under Taxidermy is the team I trust with my memories. Their work helps preserve the stories that come with every hunt. When you want to preserve your memory of a special hunt, visit downundertaxidermy.com.
Yeah, so I have a week off, changing jobs, starting a new job on Monday. So I took a week off and we talked about what to do. We ended up deciding on going cod fishing. Haven't been before. We've done, bass fishing and things like that, but going to target cod. And yeah, it was tough work. Just trying to find them where we've got a live scope, but yeah, trying to learn how to read that and trying to pick the places where you think the cod's going to be. And I think I make a lot better hunter than I do fisherman. But yeah, again, like I was saying, sitting in the boat, the binoculars are beside me, got to try and convince myself not to pick the binoculars up to start looking. Fish, whole different species, and trying to find them underwater is a lot harder than trying to find a deer on land. But no, it was good fun, and managed to get 2 into the boat for the first trip and first time going, so can't complain. There was a 70 centimetre and a 85 centimetre one, so yeah, they're big beautiful fish, that's for sure.
They're decent size cod, mate, for your first crack. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. I keep saying now I want to go back and use the surface poppers to watch them come up and catch them. So that's the next one, I think.
We like to fish for Saratoga, and it's that surface glump. I can't even give you a word. It's just the glump that just it's something else, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you go down Somerset for that?
We generally go up to Cannia Dam, so that's near Monto, between Monto and Billawheeler.
Nice.
That's our favourite place for Saratoga. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and why I talked about the cod. My next question is the quiet moments, because you get it in fishing and you get it in hunting. What's going through your mind when you're in those quiet moments, when you're sitting on a hill glassing, or when you're sitting in the boat waiting? Are those quiet moments in between the action just as important as those action moments, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a time to switch off. You sort of lose all the head noise going on because you're in such beautiful places. And it's time to switch off and shut down, really. Just take in what you're doing and what's around you, and not having to worry about work or what's for dinner or anything like that. So, I think it is absolutely important.
And do you walk and stalk a bit, or is it watch and glass, or what's your normal technique?
Mainly walk and stalk, but definitely glassing in there as well. When you get to a point and you have a good set on the scenery around you, pull up the binos and do a bit of glassing, but it's not a sit and glass for a long time. It's get to a spot, look around, if there's nothing there, keep moving on. So
and what's going through your mind when you're traversing through there's nothing here? Like what's that what are the things that you're making sure that you're aware of when you're doing that walk and stalk stuff?
Mainly what's underfoot. You want to try and walk quietly, just so if there is something just out of eye shot, that you don't want to spook it off before you have a chance to get eyes on it. So, yeah, that's the main thing. So what's underfoot, and then what's up ahead. Making sure that you're looking all angles, and making sure that you're keeping an eye out for what might be ahead.
And so you're talking about you're thinking about underfoot. I'm going to just bring in your football stuff for a minute. Do you reckon that having that hunting discipline has helped you on the footy field, or the other way around?
I don't know. I'm still just a complete hobbyist and at football. Like, I wouldn't say. I guess I've got discipline. Whether it's from which one or the other. Patience probably. Is they go hand in hand, and they definitely both help on both sides of hunting and football. But it's just, I guess the football's the camaraderie and the friendships from there, and hunting's more the quiet times and the just getting out and about. So the different hobbies for different reasons for myself, but yeah.
And who do you play for?
Toowoomba Tigers.
Yeah, nice. You done that
So,
for a while?
Started 11 years ago now as well. I was moved to Toowoomba for university and studies, and joined soccer from Stanthorpe. That was what we played down there. So I joined a soccer team just to make some friendships. A couple of girls on the team said, "Oh, there's a AFL team starting for women, and we're looking for players. Does anyone want to come along?" I went along and absolutely fell in love with it. The great bunch of girls, great club, just the camaraderie, and so much fun. Love a bit of contact. So, ended up moving from soccer into AFL, and loved it ever since. So.
And you've had, what did I see a post that it's like 100th game or something? Was that?
Yeah, that was last year or the year before. Must have been the year before. So now I'm working towards 150, and I said once I get there, I can retire. But 100 games. So it's not many in at least the Toowoomba League that has reached 100 for the same club. So, and in senior sports, so it's quite an accomplishment. But it's I wouldn't have stuck around if the club and the people and the girls there weren't amazing. So kudos to the club.
No, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And so, are there similar mental strengths required for being able to get on the footy field as often as you do, as well as getting out in the field hunting? But what does that mental strength look like for you? Because you're doing both of those things, and you've got a day job as well. So sounds like you got a pretty full plate. How do you do all your mental mindset stuff so that you're good in every field?
Yeah, I guess it's just switching on when the time's there. So Saturdays are generally football, switch on for football, and it's all about that. But then Sundays and during the week, if we have time to get out for hunting, it's switching on to the hunting. Finding the time's the biggest thing, but when you're passionate and love something, you always find the time for it.
What do you reckon's more physically demanding, the footy field or hunting?
I'm gonna say the footy field. Just the quick exertions of energy, and yeah, wrapping up for a tackle or getting tackled is a lot more painful than walking up and down some hills. I could probably walk all day if I could, if I wanted to. So it's, yeah, I think definitely the football.
And we hear people talk about hunt fit a lot. Do you reckon your footy keeps you hunt fit?
Yeah, absolutely. I always try to get out for an afternoon walk just along the road, rather than, I think, yeah, that also helps. But yeah, just I think getting out, and unless you're getting out, yeah, you're not getting fit. So, yeah, a combination of both keep me fit for for one or the other.
And what's your experience been like as a woman in the hunting community?
It's been quiet. I guess there's not a big range of people that do it. And I think ever since sort of you've popped up on my newsfeed and your podcast, that you realize how many people actually do, or how many women do go out and hunt. I guess my friendship group never has, so I don't really talk about it much. But yeah, it's great to see the community growing, and people interested in wanting to get out. So no, it's fantastic.
And do you what have you noticed about ladies wanting to become more involved in hunting? And I don't know whether it's because of the algorithm of Instagram and all of that sort of stuff, but it feels like in my feed, it feels like there's lots more ladies out doing it now.
Yeah, and I agree. I think, yeah, there is a lot more getting out. Whether it's, yeah, just a change in the I can actually do this, and yeah, there's support there for the ladies as well. Which, yeah, I guess the range of clothing, like the camouflage clothing and stuff's getting bigger, and yeah, manufacturing rifles that are built for women's bodies that are a bit shorter than the male bodies and things like that. So I think, yeah, there is a bit of a push and a change for more women getting out and doing it.
Given that you all are out a lot doing the pesty stuff, do you go to the range much?
No, not at all.
Don't have to do that. Got your own got your own fields to
Yeah.
What do you reckon the hunting stuff has taught you about yourself?
Um, that I'm patient and resilient, I think, is probably the biggest too. That you've got to, yeah, be able to walk and walk and walk, and you might not see anything. And yeah, just being able to sit and wait for the right shot and the right the right time to take that shot is the patient side of things.
Does that flow onto normal everyday life as well, do you reckon?
Oh, absolutely. I think, yeah, you can always correlate the two, and yeah, it's got to be able to be resilient within everyday life as well. So if you don't know what's around the corner, and being able to just keep on going through is a necessity.
And have we still got Dad with us?
Yeah, yep. So Dad's still down Stanthorpe on the family 19 acres where, I shot my first rabbit. Went down on the way to Glenline, pulled in, said g'day to him. So yeah.
And what's he think about your journey so far?
I think he's proud. He enjoys hearing about, what we've got it up to and what animals we've taken, and that we've butchered them up. And I think he's proud's probably the biggest thing. And he's glad that I'm actually outside and enjoying life.
And did he teach you how to butcher?
Not so much. I think he taught me that blood and guts and gore is part of life. Not to be scared of it. So built that, I guess, part of resilience and not to be scared. But it's more mainly once I got into hunting that we got into the butchering side of things. And the father-in-law has helped out a lot there and just showing us what cuts are what and things like that. So, yeah.
So he's kind of, so do you butcher at home? Like, what's that look like when you're doing the butchering, or do you go to the father-in-law's property, or where are you butchering?
Yeah, so down at the father-in-law's, he's got cold rooms and the gear set up. So we'll take what we've harvested down there and, process it down there and hang it in the cold room for a couple of days a week, depending on how much time we have, and cut it all up down there.
Nice. And are you gutting and are you getting field dressing in the field, or do you just take and do the whole lot at dad-in-law's?
Generally, we'll take the whole lot to dad-in-law's, just depending on where we are and how much we can take out, and if we can get it to a car or a car to where we've taken the animal.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. Hey, like it's a big part of being able to take the animal and then feed your family from that harvest, I think.
Absolutely, and it's rewarding, and just being able to share it with your friends and let them know that we got that, and rubbing off onto them, saying they're enjoying the meat as well, and it's fantastic.
Have you got a go-to recipe?
No, not really. Probably one of the biggest ones that we make regularly is schnitzels. So, getting either the rump or one of the bits of meat and just flattening it out a little bit and crumbing it. It's probably one of the go-tos. We do mince some of it and make, just spaghetti bulk out of the mince and things like that. And nobody's none the wiser. They're like, ew, venison. They don't even know.
Do you wait till after their plate is completely empty and they've licked every drop off before you tell them that it's venison?
It depends who it is.
Yeah.
There's a few people that will serve it up and be like, yeah, this is venison, and they'll enjoy it. And then there's others that we won't say anything and be like, so how was your meal? And they're like, oh, no, it's delicious. I'm like, well, that was venison.
And what does that usually turn into?
Oh, not too much. They're like, oh, that's pretty good.
Another one converted, tick.
Absolutely.
So you were saying before that not a lot of your mates hunt and all of that sort of stuff. So is it really the pest eradication that you guys mainly focus on, or do you go out and camp and kind of do the recreational stuff, or is it really more just around your own area that you go out and help the farmers?
Mainly just around our own areas. That we duck out, so we're lucky enough that we don't camp out too much. We get to come and sleep in the comforts of our own bed. But again, talking about going to get target other species, and that will be a trip and a camp out somewhere. We just gotta find some places and some properties and go from there.
Yeah, there's some nice fallow properties, northern New South Wales, that are on our list to go to.
Yeah, nice.
So, is there something that you wish you knew, like before that first date, that you were like, all right, we're going hunting for our first date? Is there something that because that really reignited the hunting stuff for you, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
So is there something in between the stuff that you were doing with Dad and the stuff that you started doing with Jordan? Is there something that you wish you had have known or done in between that space of time that would have helped you when you kind of reignited that journey again?
Yeah, probably, like you mentioned before, getting to a range, and just, practicing shots and shooting and things like that to build your confidence, with, shooting and, hitting a target. I guess, it's always nervous, and you don't want to maim an animal and have it run off on you, and you don't know whether it's going to survive or not, and things like that. So it's, just getting the confidence that you're gun shooting and that you're able to pull the trigger and hit what you're aiming for.
It sounds like you're pretty all right behind the rifle though, mate. So you must have got your confidence somehow.
Yeah, I get just getting out and about and just having a go.
Giving it a crack.
Absolutely.
So what does it mean to you to be, if someone was to say to you, all right, Lilly, what's it like to be a woman in the hunting world? What would your response be?
If you're interested in it, just do it. Like, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Anyone can do it. It doesn't matter if you're a female or not. If you're interested and you want to do it, just do it. I think, it just is time out in the bush, and it's freeing and rewarding once you actually take it. But even just learning about nature and about animals and things like that, it's exhilarating, really.
What do you think one misconception might be about the hunting world that people don't realise until they've kind of peeked behind the curtain of what the world in hunting looks like?
That it's hard. Honestly, once you're out and about, everything falls into pieces, I think. Falls into the pieces. But it's not as hard as it looks. Don't be scared. Don't be put off. If you just start getting out, even if you get out just for a walk without carrying a rifle, you'll be surprised what you see.
Adjust to your bush eyes.
Exactly.
And when someone thinks of you, what kind of person do you hope that they think of?
I guess kind and respectful and patient, resilient. I think I think you're going to do something, just do it. Passionate. It's a hard question.
How does your husband introduce you to his friends?
This is Lilly. No, I think he's quite, I guess, proud and happy that I get in and give everything a go. Not scared. Just able to not give up either. I know he said a few times, he's like, well, I casted and casted and casted when we were fishing, and he's like, you never gave up. And I was like, yeah, no. What's the point in giving up?
You stop when you've won, right?
Exactly. And if you don't win, you go back and keep going until you do win.
So what's next for you?
We were talking, so Jordan goes over to New Zealand hunting tahr quite regularly. They get ballot blocks and go up there. So he goes up into the wilderness areas where there's absolutely nothing and nobody. So probably not there, but we're talking, there's a little hut that he got told about that we might try and get to. If we don't do that this year, probably just more hunting, and try to get a fellow maybe next year. And I think now cod fishing's gonna come up a bit now, so we've got all the gear, so we may as well use it.
Yeah, nice. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we haven't covered before we wrap?
No, I don't think so. I think, we've had a pretty extensive conversation.
Well, mate, thank you for joining us and sharing your stories. It's been awesome. It's so cool listening to like your dad brought you in, and then you kind of continued through the rest of your journey, which has been fantastic. You're an absolute inspiration to other ladies. Thank you for being on here and kind of hopefully breaking down some of the walls and some of those entry points for other ladies. For anybody that's keen, we'll put Lily's handles and stuff in the show notes so that you can go and follow along on her journey. Good luck with your hunting. Good luck with your footy. I love that you've got those two passions happening. Good luck with the new job next week. I'm sure you'll be absolutely amazing. And thank you to everybody for listening. As always, we really appreciate you staying here to the end. And as we always say, keep doing the things that light you up. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, and thanks for being part of this community. Women Who Hunt exist because of real stories, real experiences, and women backing women. A huge thank you to our guest for sharing his story with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow the podcast and share it with someone who'd appreciate it. And head over to womenwhohunt.com.au and become part of the community. Until next time, take care and keep doing the things that light you up.